Interface in Systemverilog. When you declare a module, you will be declaring the module with the list of ports that is coming into the module and going out to the module, or in other ways you have to list out all the inputs and the outputs of the particular module. In most of the cases, this port list will be repeated in multiple modules, especially when you use different hierarchy of design and also in the test bench. So in order to abstract all the signals or all the ports that is coming into a particular module, Systemverilog added the new constructs called interface. The interface construct in Systemverilog was specifically created to encapsulate the communication between blocks, and at its lowest level it is a named bundle of nets for a variable. We will see more details in the next slides and you will be familiar with the usage of interface. Interface declaration. The declaration syntax is similar to that of a module declaration. As you remember, the module is declared with the syntax module, the keyword module, then module name followed by the port list. In the same way, the interface is declared with the keyword interface followed by the interface name, and within the brackets we will list out the ports to this interface or the inputs and outputs to this interface and the semicolon. Within the interface and end interface keyword, you will define the interface functionality. So in this example, this interface is named with AXI write address interface, AXI WR ADDR INTF, and to this interface we are passing the inputs as clock and reset. Typically in every interface definition, you will be passing the clock and reset signal as input to this interface. Next, you can see these are the signals that is defined in an AXI write address, and with the appropriate dimension I have defined all the signals as simple logic items, and they are not listed out in the port list, but they are just something similar to a local within this interface. So they are simple logic items, they are not either inputs or outputs. Now all the rules that is applicable for the module definition is also applicable for interface definition. We can use parameters if you want, and once you define an interface you need to create instance of that before you using them. And here you can see that all the signals are defined as simple logic items, but effectively when you use them in a module, these signals will be either act as an input or act as an output. So for example, if you are using this interface in the DUT where it is accepting data from an outside world, then all the signals, WID, address, length up to this W port will be coming as input to this input to this module, so that they should be acting as input within this interface, and also violet will be an input and the ready will be an output signal. But in the same way, if you wanted to drive those signals from the test bench, then all the signals will be output in the test bench and this will be an input to the test bench. So in order to define the direction, there should be some mechanism in the interface declaration. So to define the direction of these nets, you need to define different module ports called mode port within the interface. Here is a complete interface declaration. So interface followed by the interface name, and if any parameters are that they are listed out by using a hash symbol, and the ports are listed. Then all the signals in the interface are listed as the functional signals are listed as logics keywords, and here I have defined two module ports or mode ports named as master and slave. So when this interface is used in a master, you can see that these signals, the clock and reset will be always an input irrespective of whether it is a master or slave, and all of the signals will behave differently. So here the signals from AWID to AValid will be acting as output signals in a master, and the ready will be an input to this master. Thus I have defined a mode port named master by using the keyword mode port followed by a user defined name, and within the bracket you will list down the direction of the signals. So you just need to list down or define whether it is an input or output. You don't need to again specify the dimension here again, because you have already specified the dimensions of the individual signals here. Thus you are saying that within this module mode port called master, the signals clock and reset are input, and all the signals from AW ID to AW valid are outputs, and again AW ready is an input. And in the same way, when this interface is used in a slave, you can see that all these signals will be should be acting as an input to the slave. Thus, I have defined another module port called slave, and here also the clock and reset are signals are input signals, and all the signals from WID to W valid are again input to a slave, so they are defined as inputs, or their direction is defined as input, and the ready is an output of the slave, so its direction is specified as an output. So this is an example of a complete interface declaration. Now you will see how to use this interface in your actual design. So this was the interface declaration that we had seen in the previous slide. So this will be your DUT, and this is the test bench code. You can see that in the DUT code, within the DUT code port list itself, we are listing out an interface here. So here the AXA write address interface is listed, and here its direction need to be slave. Thus we are saying AXA write address interface dot slave mode port. So this is a slave mode port defined in this interface, and its two handles are declared in the module ports. Thus AXA write address interface 1 and AXA write address interface 2 will be the handles of AXA write handles of this interface with module port direction slave. And with this simple sentence, you are able to list out two set of AXA interfaces to this module. So if you are not using interface here, you might want to list out all these signals explicitly here twice. And other thing is that there will be sub modules within the top module, and wherever you are passing this AXI writes channels, there are all the places you might want to list out all the signals specifically. Now in the design, whenever you wanted to access a specific signal within that interface, you can access like AXI write address interface 1 dot the signal name. Now in the test bench module, when you create the instance of the module or the DUT, you have to pass out the instance of the interfaces also. Thus here I have created an instance of the interconnect with the name interconnect1, and I have used a dot star here. Thus there should be a signal called CLK and RST here in this module, and also there should be an interface declaration with the same name here. The AXA WR ADDR INDF is instantiated twice here with the appropriate ports, and when you drive these signals, you need to drive them like interface dot the signal name. Thus, say for example, if you want to pass a particular WID to the first AXA write channel, then you should pass it like AXA WR ADDR INDF 1 dot AWID is equal to the particular value. So another point is, when you create the instances, you have to pass down the ports appropriately. So here to this interface there are two signals passed as port, so those signals you need to pass them when you create the instance of the interface. Interface is a very useful Systemverilog constructs. It will be very useful in when you create multiple modules and multiple hierarchy of modules, and throughout in our example we will be using interface, and you will be more familiar with them when you go through the examples.